Raising a hand, I wave at my buddy Jackson, who's waiting for me under a grouping of trees. He lifts his chin in acknowledgement, but doesn't otherwise respond to my confused look. We normally meet outside the athletics center for our workouts. Why would he text me to meet him here? My eyes stray to the girl standing with him. That's a potentially interesting development. Jackson isn't known for his prowess with the ladies. Too shy and too oblivious. I've heard rumors that he might be gay, but given how he blushes anytime someone mentions a girl liking him, I don't get that vibe. Perhaps there's something going on with the two of them, especially if he's delaying meeting up with me for our workout. As I get closer, my confusion turns to speculation. She looks familiar, but I can't quite place why. I give her profile another scan. Blonde hair piled on top of her head in a messy bun, cute little nose. Layers of sweater and jacket obscure her figure, though when she turns I catch a glimpse of cleavage above the V-neck of the shirt she has on beneath all those layers. Purple joggers, sneakers, and a tote bag slung over one shoulder round out the look. It's the same outfit every other college chick puts on who doesn't feel like making an effort when they roll out of bed for class in the morning. But somehow, she makes it look cute and sexy. I can see why Jackson would find her attractive. Hell, I find her attractive. Following Jackson's line of sight, she turns her head, looks at me, and freezes. Her soft pink lips parted in shock, her eyes widening as she takes me in. Then her mouth snaps shut, and her gaze turns distinctly chilly. I swear ice forms over the blue pools of her irises, at odds with the rare sunny and above freezing early January day. She makes a show of checking her phone. Then, turning to Jackson, "Well, I gotta go. See you next class." Clutching the strap of her bag tightly, she pivots and brushes past me, leaving a hint of some flowery girly scent in her wake. I watch her march away until she turns the corner and disappears from sight. That was a weird reaction. It's almost like she knew who I was and didn't like me. But why? I mean, she's not the first person to dislike me on sight, but there's usually a reason for it. My sister's boyfriend, for example. He despised me the moment he laid eyes on me. But I never really held it against him. Well, until he decided to use my sister against me a few months ago. But apparently that's not something I'm allowed to be upset about anymore, according to my sister. I'm the transfer student who stole his starting quarterback spot, though. I can't say I wouldn't hate him if the situation were reversed. Still, I wouldn't go after his sister. That's fucked up. But what's the deal with this chick? Is she a McAdam fangirl? If so, she should know he's quite happily taken these days. By my sister. So maybe it's spillover hatred for her? Turning to Jackson, I nod my head in the direction we need to head, and he falls in step beside me. "So who was that?" Jackson glances back over his shoulder. "Oh, that was Tiffany." I wait a beat to see if he elaborates, but he doesn't. Typical Jackson. "And? What's the story there?" He gives me a surprised look. "We have theater together, and the professor assigned us to do a scene." Ooh. I grin at him and nudge him in the side with my elbow. "Is it a romantic scene? Do you have to kiss her? How are you going to handle working with a hot chick one-on-one like that?" His normally tan cheeks turn red, the blush climbing all the way to the tips of his ears. At my snort, he gives me a hard shove. It doesn't do much, though. I'm used to getting pushed around in the pocket, and even though Jackson isn't much shorter than me, I outweigh him by a good 50 pounds. He's bulked up some since August, but the coaches want to keep him light and lean to replace Martinez as the first-string wide receiver next year. Cackling, I shove him back, but not hard enough to make him stumble. "No," he eventually answers, his voice all exasperated sullenness. "It's not a romantic scene. No, I won't be kissing her, and no, she's not interested in me. I promise." Raising my eyebrows, I look at him. "And how would you know? I've seen chicks throw themselves at you all year long, and you've never paid any attention." He sighs heavily. "You guys all say that, but you're reading way too much into it. Autumn, you know, the chick with purply hair that's around a lot?" At my nod, he continues. "She's in our group too, but had to run off to class on the other side of campus.